right, ladies and gents.
Welcome back.
It's Friday.
You know what that means.
Time for the best sports podcast around. Time to kick back on a Friday and make a bag.
Absolutely, do what we do best over here. Super excited. Got another beautiful slate planned for you guys tonight in the introduction of the new segment that we talked about just a couple weeks ago.
Absolutely. We had a full NFL slate. Football's back. As always, we get to run down everything there. Talk about our favorite touchdown bets. MLB, as always, as the playoff races heat up. We're 2 days away now from the closing of the season and playoffs actually starting up. We can talk about our home run bets. And like you said, a new segment that we get to reveal.
Absolutely. So we're super excited to get into the beautiful slate we have planned for you guys here tonight. Nonetheless, let's start it off with some baseball, where we always do. Like John said, we're gearing up. The playoff race is officially in the full swing. We're seeing a lot of teams clinch already, and we got a few wild card spots that are being decided in the next few nights.
Yeah, absolutely. All these games, for some teams, matter. Obviously, you got the top teams that are now just hanging around waiting for the playoffs, but for other teams, literally each one of these remaining games matter.
It's huge. One team in particular, Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, it's been a tough one. Obviously, we pulled away last night. Navalé Marte.
The season-saving home run.
Literally season-saving.
Yeah.
So we got one. Would have been much better to get more than that, but we go up against the Brewers now.
Yeah, unfortunately, technically the best team, and not considered the best team in the league, but record-wise, the most wins in all of baseball right now. So a tough feat in itself.
Yeah.
We're really banking on our series and the series coming up between the Mets and the Marlins. Those two series are huge. The Diamondback series could be huge as well for us, considering they're only a game behind us in the wild card race right now. We're sitting exactly a game back from the Mets after their big W over the Cubs last night. But things can change in the next few nights. I seen a picture earlier. I'm not sure that I saved it, but it showed the scenario for a couple different ways these things could go. I know for sure the Reds go 0-3 in this series. We're officially eliminated. But even if we do in just one game, there's a couple different scenarios that could put us into the playoffs. So all I'm saying is, as much as we're Cincinnati Reds fans right now, we're just as much as big as Miami Marlins fans for the next few nights.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be saying that.
Yeah, and the good part, the Marlins are rolling out their top three pitchers for this 3-game series. Sandy Alcantara, Yuri Perez, and Edward Cabrera are the starting pitchers.
I did see that.
For these next 3 games. But the Mets are the Mets, man, and we know they have much bigger expectations than where they are right now. With as stacked of a roster as they have, nobody really expected them to see this tight of a race to come here to close the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously not to put a downer on things, but we got to talk reality as well. We had a lot of extra inning games in the last couple of weeks. You know, the Rally Reds and how we like to give everybody a heart attack throughout the season. But the Reds have not scored in 14 of 21 extra innings they've played this season. Obviously, we know in extra innings you start with a runner on second base. So it's a real headache and a real tough feat when we can't even get contact on bat for 2 bases.
Correct. We saw that just the other night in the final game of the Pirates series. Or maybe it wasn't the final game, it was the game before the final game. But we went into extra innings after being down 2-0 almost the whole game to the Pirates in the Skeens-Hunter Green matchup. And we blew it after a 9th inning comeback.
Yeah, we go into extra innings, score 2-2. We come into the 10th. The Pirates score 3-2. We come back, tie the game 3-3. Beautiful. Pirates do it again, 4-3.
Yeah.
And once again, we can't make contact. We can't score. We lose the game.
Correct. And as much as I don't want to lean back on blaming the manager like we did last year with the whole David Bell situation, I will say Terry Francona has not really lived up to the hype that we expected for him when we signed him at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, real questionable moves. We've seen Stevenson be replaced by Trevino directly after having a game of his
career game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally our season-saving game, or right up there with Marte's catch.
Right.
With with impact level, but the questionable moves throughout the season, basing things on left hand and this and that and the other, but real questionable moves for, I feel, a team that, we've talked about it many times, has a lot more weapons than what we put out.
Yeah, 100%. Another guy to speak of that has been in and out of the lineup as he shouldn't be is Sal Stewart. I think he's a guy that's kind of solidified his spot in that lineup. He's been one of our best power hitters since being called up here these last few weeks. We haven't seen him play much, unfortunately. I think in a situation like this, when we're very close to making a playoff spot, we need to see the best lineups, regardless of lefty versus righty, regardless of historic matchups for these guys. It doesn't matter. We need our best 9 players in the lineup.
Yeah, we need who can put the bat on the ball, who's going to bring energy to this team, and who's going to rally the Reds into a red October.
100%.
That's what we're all hoping for.
Yeah. And as much bad things as we have to say, I will say one good thing I can say is here as of late, at least the last week or so, some of these bats have gotten hot. I think we hit more home runs in this last week than we did over almost a 2-month stretch for the Reds. Guys like Ellie finally hit a couple to get back into the groove. Spencer Steer, like you said, Tyler Stevenson, Sal Stewart, a lot of these guys found a little bit of power there. But that's something that we need to stay consistent, and that's been our biggest problem.
Absolutely. I know the Cincy faithful was already kind of moved on. They kind of gave up on the Reds. Football's back.
Facts.
Joe Burrow goes down. So Red October would save a lot of Cincinnati fans, would save a lot of Midwestern fans in general that root for the Reds and baseball. The Reds are due.
Yeah.
But something also needs to change from these losses where we deserve to win. We've had a lot of chances this season to where we shouldn't even be in this scenario.
You're 100% right, but just to be blessed enough to be in this spot is, I guess, all we can ask for at the current moment. Very unlikely, but if we can sweep these guys, the Mets only need to lose 1 game in this Marlins series, and we can have a spot in the playoffs. I will say I'm not quite sure. I haven't really seen many reports, but with the Brewers obviously having a playoff spot locked up, I wouldn't be surprised to see them sit some guys, maybe not let their pitchers go as far into games as they should, especially their top guys like Peralta and them guys. But they could also be trying to play spoiler to in division rivals' chances at a playoff run.
Yeah.
So it could go one of 2 ways. Obviously, we're hoping for the latter of the 2, but it's definitely going to be a very interesting next 3 days. So if you're a Reds fan, strap in. We got a roller coaster ride to finish the season, but hey, at least we got a chance,
Yeah, we're Reds fans and undercover Marlins fans.
Yeah, facts. Sandy Alcantara tonight needs to have a big game. Boys. Now, we're not the only team fighting for a wild card spot at the moment. There's some things going on over in the AL too. One big topic of discussion that we need to kind of bring up is the somewhat collapse of the Detroit Tigers. A few months ago, these guys were considered one of the best teams in the league. We're a top 3 favorite to win the World Series. We're 14 or 15 and a half games ahead of the Cleveland Guardians for the division title, and they slumped hard.
Yeah.
The Guardians climbed back. They won the series against them the other night and have officially taken the lead in the division, putting the Tigers on the verge of not making the playoffs in this close wild card race.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen a lot of bullpen changes throughout the weeks over in Detroit. The bats are different. Obviously, you see Torkelson will switch out every other night. Kerry Carpenter isn't a super consistent lineup change. I mean, there's random lineup changes, so I don't know what's going on behind the scenes in Detroit, but yeah,
It's
a collapse.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It's something that needs to be addressed. They're only sitting a game ahead of the Astros for the 3rd spot in the wild card currently, and a game behind the Red Sox for the 2nd spot. So, like I said, obviously about 3 games or so left for most of these teams. There's still some things that could change, but definitely scary hours for a team with the clear favorite to win the Cy Young.
Yeah, you want to talk about impactful baseball these next 3 days. Everybody's heart and paycheck will be on the line.
Oh, 100%. It's definitely going to be massive. But I will say, next time we talk to you guys, we'll know.
Playoff baseball.
Yeah, we'll be able to talk about baseball. Speaking of other things around the league, you guys are true fans around here, you'll know about 3 or 4 months ago, we brought up the fact that this could be a Cal Raleigh MVP season. And that's kind of what it's turning out to be. It was a very tight race with Aaron Judge throughout the year. But Cal Raleigh is chasing history in multiple ways in these last couple of games. He is currently 3 home runs away from tying Aaron Judge's record for 63 in a season. That's not the all-time record, but it's Judge's record, which is obviously still huge. And he's had a big game the other night, which I think put him put him as the favorite currently, finally, to win the MVP on most sports books. So, what a season from Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, literally my exact words is how I was gonna start that. What a season from Cal. He goes on to start hot. I mean, we all started talking. He's a catcher. We haven't seen this at all. Wins the home run derby, has an amazing all-star weekend. And he doesn't slump like a Gunnar Henderson. Don't get me started. Last season, he continues to skyrocket. I mean, we've now home run leader, projected MVP. Obviously, Aaron Judge was hitting the ball great. He had, besides being Aaron Judge and hitting it out of every stadium in the MLB, he had an amazing average. He was hitting almost 400
at one point. Yeah,
but then he got injured.
Correct.
Cal Raleigh's still doing his thing. He's had an amazing season. I think he deserves to top it all off with an AL MVP.
Correct. He is wholeheartedly having the greatest season ever. It's not even debatable by a catcher. And I think a lot of people don't talk enough about what it takes to be a catcher. Being an outfielder is cool. I get it. You save some games sometimes. You catch some balls that, are crazy catches. But being a catcher, playing almost every game this season, being, crouched down on your knees the whole game, that's a strenuous thing. I mean, you're involved in every
You're framing
play.
Pitches. You're helping the pitcher decide what pitch to throw.
Right.
You got to throw out on steals.
Right.
It's a whole game.
Correct. And I mean, it's not like the Mariners are bad. They have clinched a playoff spot. They will be in the playoffs behind the big.
They're a top 3 favorite right now to win the World Series.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's hard to not give this MVP to Cal unless you're just a pure Aaron Judge lover, which I understand. Aaron Judge is an absolute monster, not taking nothing away from the season he had or who he is. But when we're talking MVP, the most valuable player, Cal Raleigh is the most valuable player in the MLB. I don't care what anyone says outside of maybe Shohei.
Yeah, sitting at 58 home runs just 2 days ago.
Yeah, now sitting at 60 after his 2 home run game the other night, and putting him in crazy territory. He broke the record weeks ago for most home runs by a catcher. Like I said earlier, chasing Judge's 63, which is still very possible for Cal, knowing he can hit 2 or 3 in a game if he wants to. It's hard to deny this, man. It's been such a tremendous season for him.
Yeah, I mean, they're right now tied with the Dodgers for second best odds to win the World Series. I mean, they're having an amazing season. We've seen Julio Rodriguez now have 171 hits.
Yeah.
Like I said, Cal had 58, now at 60 home runs. Brian Wu throwing a 2.94. They've got the pitching depth. They've got the bats.
The addition.
It's a possibility. The addition of Eugenio,
who had a tremendous season in his own right.
Absolutely. I think 30 home runs, I believe.
No, he's got way more than that. He's almost to 50, I believe. He was at like 30-something at the All-Star break, I believe. Eugenio's having a crazy season. At one point, he was only a couple of home runs behind Cal. Obviously now, he's taking, Eugenio has 49 home runs on the year, sitting at 5th in the league.
Wow, maybe I saw 49.
Yeah, only behind Cal, Schwarber, Ohtani, and Judge. If that tells you anything. Top 4 players in the league.
To be able to have those 2 big of bats in the same lineup.
Yeah, tremendous. Obviously, his return to Seattle, he obviously played at one point. But just a tremendous team over in Seattle, man. They definitely got a chance. Speaking of favorites to win the World Series, we can't leave out the favorite and one of our favorites.
Who should be the NL MVP?
That's a different listen. That's a tiny bit of a different story. Obviously, we're speaking of the current favorites on most sportsbook to win The World Series right now, the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, I believe the first team to clinch. They've had an amazing season. Kyle Schwarber with 55 home runs now?
56.
56 home
After a
runs.
2 home run night the other night.
They've had an amazing season. I mean, everybody had. We've seen everyone in the lineup go yard. Alec Boehm.
Edmundo Sosa had a 3 home run game.
Yeah.
Nate Castellanos.
I don't know why the
Bryce
Blake half the team.
Harper.
Yeah. Harper, I get notifications for every time. Waiting for a Schwarber notification.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. And a tremendous pitching rotation for those guys as well. I mean, these are the best teams in the league. They are the top 5 favorites in the league for a reason for the World Series right now. But I don't think people are talking enough about the season that Kyle Schwarber is having. If Shohei Ohtani didn't exist, this would be the easiest MVP of all time for Kyle Schwarber. He's tremendous. He is second in the league right now in home runs at 56, sitting 4 behind Cal Raleigh. But this man, bro, I'm not going to say people counted him out, but at his age, after the career he's had, I don't think many people expected this kind of a season from him.
He won the All-Star game, by the way, in the extra inning hit-off.
3 for 3. Yeah.
But, I mean, like you said, obviously Shohei in himself is a different human being.
He's the best.
If he wasn't able to strike out your 9 and then go yard in the same inning, it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
But Kyle Schwarber, at the plate, has been the best player in the NL.
Without a doubt. Shohei Ohtani is just, not unfortunately, but unfortunately for Schwarber, the greatest baseball player to ever walk this planet. I don't care what you say. He can play both sides so well. But, yeah, man, you guys know we love Schwarber Bomb over here. We see his notifications on our phone almost every single night doing something.
Yeah, almost 60 of them, and I promise you 40 to 50 of them Friday nights when we told you Schwarber Bomb.
That is facts. He's just tremendous, man. Not to get back on the Reds talk, but we discussed this at one point on a show where he said he would love to come home.
Come home to Cincy, baby. We're waiting for it.
Facts would be the big bat that we need. But
I'm waiting to see 60 home run. After a 60 home run season, Kyle Schwarber returns to Cincinnati.
it would make everything. Yeah. Terry Francona would win Manager of the Year just off that signing.
Shout out Kyle, you heard it here first. I'll buy a jersey. We'll hang it up.
Facts.
Come sign.
Oh, without a doubt. We praise you enough already over here as a Philadelphia Philly, let alone a Cincinnati Red. I mean,
Must have a shrine over here.
Facts, easily. But yeah, just tremendous seasons all around from some of the best baseball players in the world. And I'm super excited to see all these guys in the playoffs. It's not just these guys are having a great season. Their teams are having great seasons. We're going to see all of them in postseason play. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see some of these matchups as we get down to the Final 4 and Final 8 in these playoff rounds.
Yeah, we're getting to the part of baseball where it's not, your best player against our best player, and then the other 8 guys are just there to fill spots.
No.
Whatever. It's our best 9 against your best 9. Everyone in rotation can go yard. They can hit an inside the park home run. They can steal a base. Baseball today is deadly.
Facts. And I think, I will say, I haven't always been the biggest baseball fan. I made that known a couple of times. For the last 2 years, it's really the most I've ever paid attention to.
Yeah, we cover every sport. There's got to be a priority list.
Right. But watching baseball this year, man, I would definitely say I'm not disappointed in the slightest. It's been a lot of fun. We've seen some crazy games. We've seen, 3 or 4 home run games this year. We've seen a couple 3 home run games. I mean, we're just...
It took them about 40, 50 games to get rid of the dead balls that we were discussing, but baseball ramped back up. It's been amazing to watch this year. Like we were just discussing, I mean, every 9 players in their lineup can go yard.
Yeah.
You're seeing names you've never seen before. You're seeing rookies take off. I mean, possible rookie of the year, Nick Kurtz.
Oh, for sure, rookie of the year. Yeah.
I feel like that's
almost 35, 36 home runs.
I didn't want to hurt anybody else in the race's feelings.
All right.
But, I mean, we've seen... What was I saying? Who was the guy in Boston who's got called?
Roman Anthony?
Yeah, Roman Anthony. Obviously, we got a bunch of names in Cincy. That we're still waiting on.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a good time.
Jack over in Washington.
Kansas City.
Kansas City. Who's the one the Nationals
James
called?
Wood.
James. Yeah.
He's been tremendous as well. But yeah, man, it's a super great time to be a baseball fan. We talked about all these home run hitters. I do want to mention real quickly the season that Paul Skeens had. As much as the Pirates suck on the offensive side of the ball, this man was easily the best pitcher in all of baseball.
This needs to be a whole different title discussion.
Yeah.
This needs to be get Paul Skeens out of Pittsburgh.
Or just get him some help. I mean, it's going to be hard to put a package together to trade for a guy like Paul Skeens unless you're giving up an entire lineup. But man, this kid is so good, dude. His first full season, first full 176 games as a starting pitcher, he was great. Ended the season with one of the lowest ERAs I've ever seen, a 1.97 on the season, easily the lowest in all of baseball. Next in second place, just to put this in perspective, was Tariq Skubal, who is tremendous, 2.21. So this man had almost a 0.3 lower ERA, which is insane. If you're a baseball fan, you know that. And went 11-10 on the year with barely any run help at all. I saw a stat a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago maybe at this point, but if the if the Pirates would have scored just 4 or 5 more runs, this man would have been like 35-1. I think he would have almost been undefeated this season if the Pirates could have scored 1 or 2 more runs a game for him. I mean, it's just the kind of impact he has is insane. The career ahead of this guy is going to be tremendous. He might go down as one of the best pitchers of all time when it's all said and done.
We're watching a generational pitcher, something that we've never seen before, lose games because he has no bat help on the other side.
At all. And it sucks. You know, I feel for him. The fact that he still was able to have a positive record this season says enough about him himself. 11-10 doesn't look great on paper, but if you know Paul Skeens, you know it's not his fault.
If you're going to throw a 1.9 for a full season and go 11-10, that speaks volumes about the offense.
Yeah.
Not about Paul Skeens.
Not at all. To allow under 2 runs a game over 20-some starts is just unheard of.
Yeah, these are getting recorded starts. These aren't, he's going in pitching 2 innings.
No.
These are recorded starts for a reason. He's going in, 7 to 10 strikeouts almost every night. A 1.9. He's not allowing more than 2 runs. And he's 11-10, almost 500 because they can't hit a ball in Pittsburgh.
Tied for 3rd in all of baseball for strikeouts on the season, only behind Garrett Crochet and Tariq Skubal, who are 2 of the best pitchers in the league. Skeens ended with 216, currently tied with Logan Webb and Jesus Luzardo. But just, I mean, you can't say enough great things about him, man. He's tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Excuse me. Is there anything? I'm just trying to make sure we cover a lot of what we missed, especially with the season coming to a close. I'm excited to talk about some award winners next time we're out and around here. I believe we should know most of them maybe within the next 2 weeks or so. I'm not super familiar when they announce, but I think we have a pretty good idea for most of them.
I'm going to say with baseball, you get almost 170 games almost concrete by the end of the year, but it's still a couple that could be up in the air or controversial.
Yeah, 100%.
Our picks are posted. We're talking Thursday night football. We're talking the Sunday night football slate that we're going to give out picks to here as well as on the Winnable. We're talking Monday night football. We're talking everyday baseball. We're talking whatever other sport pops up as the Ryder Cup's currently going on. So check out our Winnable, winibele.com/Travis Jon Show. It's also a link tree in our bio that has all our social media platforms, all our listening platforms, and our betting platform.
That boy just spit. You better listen.
NFL, the floor is yours.
Beautiful. We are back. We started week 4 last night. I don't want to say it, but I do want to say it. I feel like this season's kind of going quickly, unfortunately. We're only in week 4, so I don't want to get too ahead of myself. We got a whole lot of football left to be played this year, which obviously I'm excited about. But what a Thursday night football game. I guess we can start things there, as we usually do on Fridays. We recap the Thursday night game. I want to say, in my opinion, this year, I feel like there's only been one good primetime game, and that was between the Lions and the Ravens. And that was on Monday night.
Yeah.
The primetime games have been a little disappointing this year. Last week was Bills and Dolphins, which obviously we all knew it was going to happen. The week before was Packers Commanders, which was supposed to be good, wasn't that great. Week 1, Thursday Night Football, was Cowboys Eagles. So just not the best of matchups so far, but nonetheless, it's football. Last night, the game between the Seahawks and the Cardinals started out a little interesting. The Seahawks came out hot. We're playing really good ball through the first 3 quarters of the game. We're up 20-6 going into the fourth quarter. It almost had a collapse. The Cardinals started playing some decent football there in the fourth quarter, as they did in the whole game, and brought it back close. Tied the game at 20-20 with, 40-some seconds left.
Yeah.
And the Seahawks were able to drive down the field and kick a game-winning field goal. But there was a couple big topics from last night that we can talk about. The biggest thing, JSN was non-existent through the first 3 quarters of the game. We've said this off camera. We probably never really talked much about it on camera, but as much as I love sports betting, I do it all the time. Don't get me wrong. I'm never going to stop because, it is what it is. But it's changed a lot of what happens in these games, primetime games in particular. The last couple primetime games, we've seen that come into effect, especially with Zay Flowers the Monday before this game.
You want to know who was given the taco and fries picks last night?
Yes.
The same player that didn't receive a reception until 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. And we got lucky that he had a big reception late in the game that made his stats look a little better than they should have. This man had 0 targets and 0 receptions through the first 2.5, almost 3 quarters of the game. I believe he had a 10-yard reception to close out the third quarter as his first catch of the game. But before that was just not involved. I went through his stats last night as I was angry about my bet slip almost not hitting.
Yep.
And through the first 3 games of the season, this man had 35 targets.
Well, we talked about it. This is what confuses me, and you can't tell me Vegas isn't involved in these scenarios. When we have the same discussion all offseason. Can JSN be wide receiver 1 now? They just moved on from DK. Can he handle the sole responsibility?
Yes.
Will these other pieces take off the pressure of JSN?
No.
He comes in the first 3 weeks, 100 yards in every game, except game 3, slight drop off in yards.
Balling.
7 catches, 5 catches.
He had 13 targets, 10 targets.
Week 4, prime time. The taco on prize pigs.
Playing the Cardinals.
In division game. You're trying to put 40 on each other's heads. You don't hit your top target until the fourth quarter. Elijah
Arroyo, yeah.
Had 20 targets in the first half?
Almost, yeah.
How many he had before that? 3?
Maybe. AJ Barner scored the
first touchdown of the game. The one time they added back the touchdown token. You notice that?
Weird.
On FanDuel, it's been gone, and they throw it back in.
Weird.
AJ Barner and Amari DiMarcardi, I keep forgetting what I forget his name. He barely played in the last 3 years.
Yeah. Going into that game,
The 2 FanDuel tokens.
the 2 lowest odds to score a touchdown were Kenneth Walker and Trey Benson. And guess who scored the touchdowns?
Charbonnet.
And Amari DiMarcardi.
Yep.
Make it make sense. You get down to the red zone for the Seahawks. Listen, wholeheartedly, Zach Charbonnet is the bigger, more physical back. I completely understand that. Don't get me wrong.
Down to the season, he's had one touchdown.
Kenneth Walker had almost 100 yards from scrimmage in the first quarter. You get down to your first red zone appearance, 3 plays straight on the 1-yard line. They turn around and hand it to Zach Charbonnet.
Didn't touch the ball once after his taunting penalty.
Not once. Listen, as much as you may want to use that as an excuse, he shouldn't have threw the ball at the guy, I get it. But this man was carving the Cardinals up the whole game. And you don't give him 1 touch in the red zone? Not 1.
3 touchdowns prior, and he doesn't see it once.
Not once. This man last year was your bell cow back. Charbonnet's good. I get it. He's not horrible by no means. But the fact that he's stealing red zone carries after Kenneth Walker does all the work through the first part of the drive is unreal to me. We saw Charbonnet hurt last season. Kenneth Walker scored 2 touchdowns. You're telling me he can't do it? Stop. Get out of here. We know Kenneth Walker can be a red zone back as much as he is a whole drive back. This man can be a bell cow. He can do it all. But no, you don't want to give him this chance. You get down to the red zone, the third quarter of the game. Zach Charbonnet breaks off a 12-yard touchdown run. Called back due to a holding. But it's not the fact that it was called back. It's the fact that you gave it to Charbonnet again. Yep. You didn't give Kenneth Walker a single red zone touch last night. This man had almost 100 yards from scrimmage. I think over 100 yards from scrimmage to end the game and not a single red zone touch. Make it make sense, bro.
You know who else didn't get a touchdown?
The starting running back for the Cardinals.
JSN.
JSN as well, yeah. But yeah.
The only person that had bettable money on them is Marvin Harrison Jr., who's been struggling all season.
We didn't even mention
topic of discussion, struggling all season. So the one most unlikely to score a touchdown of the top 6 odds, the only one that did. But again, another huge factor of last night's game. We saw it live. We saw him essentially break down how much that meant to him. It was more than just a touchdown. He's had drop passes over the last few weeks throughout last season. He's been struggling. He's heard all the criticism, all the topics around him. He's known. That was more than a touchdown last night. He got it. It was a big catch.
Huge.
He felt it. It could have been a game-winning catch, but obviously things went different. You're the Cardinals, unfortunately.
Right.
But it meant a lot to him to be able to get things back on track and to have a big game.
100%. Kyler Murray's first 2 touchdowns were arguably, first 2 interceptions were arguably Marvin Harrison's fault. The second one, 100% was his fault. The first, you can argue it a little bit. He stopped his in route. Kyler Murray threw the in route. He stopped the route. It got picked off. The second one was blatantly his fault. Hit him on a slant, hit him in his chest, in his hands, and just handed it to him, essentially. Just lost it out of his control.
Yeah.
And I get it. When people drop a couple passes, you get in your head, you hit a slump. But come on, bro. You were the best receiver, regarded as the best receiver in your class. Maybe not so much now. Malik Neighbors is a dog.
Yeah.
You were regarded as one of the best receivers in your class. You are the son of a Hall of Famer. Obviously,
You were a monster at Ohio State. You're
monster.
physically still up there. You should be able to perform regardless.
He's dropped more passes through the first 4 games of this season than he did his entire career at Ohio State. That tells you anything. Like I said, I understand you get in your head, but you're supposed to be one of the best, arguably the best receiver on the Cardinals, at least outside of Trey McBride, the tight end. But you're supposed to carry the load for those guys at the wide receiver core. You got to get it together, bro.
You were supposed to help turn things around, be the savior for Kyler Murray.
100%. Now, I will say he had a tremendous second half, 6 catches, 60-some yards, and a touchdown, 2 huge catches on that late drive. Obviously, the huge touchdown the drive before. And hopefully that helps break him out of his slump. But don't let these people get to you, bro. Obviously, everybody on social media right now is talking about how bad you are, how your hands on this and that, whatever. Just a quick comparison. I know they're not the same, but we saw Quentin Johnston last year have a huge drop problem for the Chargers.
He's now wide receiver 1 in fantasy.
he's almost wide receiver 1 for the Chargers. He's their deep shot guy. He takes all the outs. Yeah.
Target and receiving yards is Quentin Johnston.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously things can change. I'm hoping they do. I love Marvin Harrison Jr. I hope he gets his stuff together and turns into what he's supposed to be, but right now it's looking a little iffy.
Have you seen his stats compared with his dad through their first 20 career games? Marvin Harrison Sr., through 20 NFL games, had 1,026 receiving yards. Marvin Harrison Jr. has 1,027 receiving yards.
Wow.
Marvin Harrison Sr. had 9 touchdowns. Marvin Harrison Jr. has 9 touchdowns.
Scary.
A 1 yard difference between father and son through their first 20 career games.
What's the drop pass comparison?
Exactly. But that's not for, I mean, still, 20 career games, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
There's time to turn things around.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you can't count the kid out yet. He's 4 games into his sophomore season. He's got a lot to learn. He's got a lot of development to do, a lot of improvement to be had, but you just got to make sure you don't let this get to you, bro. You got to get back in your gate and do what you do, be who you are.
I was going to say, go hit the gym, do a couple pumps, look in the mirror, and remind yourself who you is.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Hit a football spitting thing. What are those things called? They spit footballs.
I don't.
Stand there and just catch them, bro. Just practice catching the ball. That's all you got to do. Like I get being a receiver is probably harder than it looks, but if the ball hits you in the hands, bro, if you're in the NFL, there's no reason you should drop it whatsoever. So don't give up on him yet. I don't think the Cardinals are going to give up on him anytime soon.
Yeah.
But he's got a lot to learn.
Another nail biter in division game where the Seahawks pulled one out on a late field goal.
After almost blowing.
Yeah. Jason Myers, earlier in the game, missed a 52-yard field goal. Made the 53-yard to win and avenge himself.
My parlay depended on it.
Exactly. So, saying both the parlay and the Seahawks, Jason Myers came through.
After hitting his snow.
Huge in-division game. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what got me hyped. I was like, oh, he's hitting it.
Yeah.
He's hitting this.
He almost missed it. You want to make that known. That thing hit by inches inside the goal.
Because it was wobbling, and oh my God, smacked that thing. And he said,
yeah.
Seahawks, baby.
Get in there, dog.
Of the 12s.
Facts. But yeah.
That was Thursday night.
Yeah. We weren't live. No, we weren't live last week. I do know that. Obviously, we're not going to get it into full game breakdown. It's for all of week 3s. We have other things to talk about, but we can still discuss some football, where some things stand, and how some teams are faring out so far. For the first couple of weeks of the season, there's some interesting stories going on. One thing we absolutely have to talk about is the revival of the Indianapolis Colts. Obviously, we're an Indiana-based podcast. Mr. Indiana Jones, bro, doing the complete unexpected. This man has the Colts in their first 3-0 start.
He's pulling a Baker Mayfield, a Sam Darnold. Looks like Tom Brady in Indianapolis.
Looks like Josh Allen. This man's doing it all. He's running the ball. He's slinging it. I mean, he just, through the first 2 weeks, he had more rushing touchdowns than JT. Now, JT had a huge game last week, but this man has been the offense for the Indianapolis Colts.
I don't get it. I mean, I wanted to say the schedule was easy. I want to have that criticism on them, but they've sat there and put up the points. They've punted the ball one time.
The Broncos' defense is no slouch.
They've walked the walk.
And talked the talk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They may continue to do it, they may not. We've seen this before. We saw the Saints go 2-0 on a beautiful run last year.
Chill.
But, I mean, the complete unexpected. I mean, this is why I had so much hope and all for Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
You're athletic. You can do it all. You have the weapons, especially now Tyler Warren.
Yeah. Huge.
But obviously, he could overthrow the ocean. So if Indiana Jones is a man for the job, and clearly he is, what can I say? They're 3-0. I want to say that Jim Irsay, his daughter, his daughters, they're amazing.
Amazing.
She's over here on the sideline. She's at every practice.
But she's not
listening to every call. Yeah.
She just wants to learn and be involved.
She knows. Yeah. She literally came in the locker room, I believe after their second win to go 2-0, and was like, my dad loved this team more than anything. Thank you guys. Started breaking down. Like,
R.I.P. Jim.
Another 4-gym season, so 3-0. Indiana sports is off to a beautiful wave. We just had a finals run. The Fever in the playoffs.
Are a series away from the finals.
Yeah, I mean, we got Indiana Jones at 3-0.
IU's almost
and
a top 10
INU, is ranked 11 in the conference, or 11 or 13 or something like that.
Just blew out Illinois last week, 63-10.
Indiana sports is back, baby.
Yeah, facts. It's a great time to be an Indiana fan. That's for sure. How long that will last, that someday we don't know just yet. But while it's here, you gotta enjoy it. So yes, like you said, shout out Indiana Jones, man. Hopefully Daniel keeps doing what he's doing. Hopefully JT keeps doing what he's doing. As much, not hatred, but as much. I don't know what to put it. We weren't huge fans of JT before the season started, but he's doing his thing.
Number one running back in the NFL would be number one in a fantasy redraft.
Facts, honestly, facts. Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, shout out the Colts, man. Hopefully they keep doing what they do. Before we get into any other team talk, I do want to talk about the injury bug plaguing the NFL once again, as it always does. We seen quite a bit of that last week. 2 weeks ago, obviously, we saw the injury of the Cincinnati star himself, Joe Burrow, who got put on the IR with a turf toe injury. Not expected to play probably at all again this season, unfortunately. But a lot more injuries last week. We lost CeeDee Lamb due to the stupidity of the Cowboys' offensive coordinator, putting him at running back for no apparent reason at all. We saw Nick Bosa go down for the season with a torn ACL. We saw Najee Harris tear his Achilles. We saw James Conner break his ankle. Who else did we lose last week?
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah. I feel like there was someone else that we lost for a decent amount of time last week. I know Jake Daniels is still dealing with injuries, but that was obviously the week before.
Devontae Adams was questionable this week.
Yeah. Brock Purdy's coming back this week.
Justin Fields was in concussion protocol.
Yeah. We saw Mike Evans go down last week and get put on IR for the Bucs. Trying to remember who else we seen go down. I don't remember all the names. I might have hit most of the names, but just the injury bug sucks, bro. We see it happen every year. It's unfortunate. We see a lot of big names go down.
Brock Purdy will make his return this week.
Yep. My fantasy lineups.
As well as Xavier Worthy.
I did see that. You need to trade me in for Chuba Hubbard. But,
Yeah.
I was saying, you got RJ Harvey starting to run that.
I know. But
no, but yeah, obviously we don't have to get into too deep a talk about injuries, but I just wanted to put it out there. Sucks. Prayers up for a lot of those guys. For anyone hurt, obviously that is, especially the guys that are out for the remainder of the season now.
Pray for Derrick Henry. He's not hurt. He just fumbled twice on prime time.
3.
So.
He's fumbled in all 3 games to start the season. 2 of them lost on the game.
Well, twice on prime time. But.
Yeah, right. Correct. Yeah. In all 3, the first time in his career, he's fumbled through the first 3 games of the season. He's the only player in the NFL that's fumbled in every game this season. They're 1-2 because of it. There's a big matchup this week with the Chiefs. The battle to not be 1-3.
Don't get me started. I had a whole conversation at work with somebody giving me supervision. It's a Ravens fan. About to dive into this week 4 slate.
I don't want to say that whoever loses this is going to be out of the playoffs, but it's going to be a lot more difficult for whoever loses this game. We like to say so the Chiefs lose, but
unless we'll get there. I have a lot to say.
100%. Yeah, we'll get to that. Is there anything else we wanted to quick mention? The Packers lost to the Browns last week in a game that they should not have lost. They went from Super Bowl favorites to no longer Super Bowl favorites, in my opinion. I think the Bills are one of the clear front runners right now. 3-0. The Chargers having a great season. Eagles, obviously. Oh, we didn't even talk about it last week. I do want to quick mention, speaking of that Eagles game, there was 3, 4, 5 blocked field goals last week that decided a game. Most importantly, the Eagles game, the Jets game, the Bucks game. I think you're right. Yeah, crazy. First time ever that we've seen that many block kicks, especially decide some football games. So. If you're a defensive special teams fan...
Oh, you said Jets, and then I said Buccaneers. They played each other.
Well, there was another one. It was the Eagles-Rams game, the Jets-Bucks game.
The Browns and Packers.
Browns and Packers game. You're right.
Broncos and Chargers.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Was it a 3-point game?
Yeah. Crazy.
The 49ers. The 49ers won by 1. I don't think it was a blocked field goal, though.
But just still, it was like a record-breaking amount of blocked field goals. Insane. But all right, that's enough of my spiel. You can take us to what you want to do now.
I'm ready to dive into week 4.
Let's do it. Start us off.
And how better to start us off? We're getting started off nice and early.
Yeah.
Dublin, Ireland, 9:30 in the morning if you're on the East Coast. Vikings and Steelers. And Dublin, 2-1 versus 2-1. No J.J. McCarthy.
Which probably is a good day for the Vikings. We don't have to get into that whole spiel right now, but he is trash. I'm sorry. He is awful. I don't think it's hard to be good in that Vikings offense, but he's making it look that way. I think Carson Wentz had a much better game last week. Obviously, they blew out the Bengals, regardless of it being Jake Browning or whoever was starting at quarterback. The Vikings obviously had their best game of the season last week. But coming up into a much tougher matchup with the Steelers. How you feel?
We're underdogs. That's crazy.
Wow.
I feel okay. I mean, I know the Vikings are the Vikings in their situation. It's still like Justin Jefferson and who else?
Right.
And Mike Nice.
Yeah, right. No, I completely agree.
Obviously, you know that I still have that disdain for the Pittsburgh Steelers and who we are this season, unfortunately. But obviously, still Steelers fan at heart. I like that we're 2-1. I believe we'll be 3-1 after this week. I think Aaron Rodgers will at least maybe not again find his mojo because he's not playing the Jets and trying to prove a point. But
right.
I think he'll do good. I think he'll find more of a connection with his receivers again. I think DK will start to settle in more as a midfield option, more than just 1 to 2 big yard catches downfield like we saw George Pickens and whoever we had thrown in at quarterback. I think the offense will start to be more fluid, but I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. No, I like that. I was also surprised to see that the Steelers were underdogs. Like I said, I get that the Vikings had a tremendous last week with Carson Wentz, but they played possibly the worst defense in all football.
Not to mention, speaking of defense, our defense is back.
Facts.
2 interceptions, should have been 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles, or 2 forced fumbles.
Facts. It's definitely a much tougher matchup than the Bengals defense, let's put it that way. I think if the Steelers can come out, get the offense rolling, Aaron Rodgers can settle in, I think this could be a pretty easy dub for the Steelers. Like I said, I'm just surprised that they were the underdog. Is it a Dublin game, so technically neither team has a home field advantage here. It's kind of neutral.
Steelers fans travel heavy.
Yeah, that is
Got
facts.
them yellow towels.
Terrible, yeah, terrible towels. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. It's, like I said, it's really just going to depend on the Steelers' offense. We know the defense can play up to par. They're not going to get 40, almost 50 points dropped on them like the Bengals did last week. But which Aaron Rodgers are we going to get is the biggest question. Are we going to get week 1 and a little bit of week 3 Rodgers, or are we going to get week 2 where the man barely threw for 200 yards, 150 yards, something like that? Not the greatest game of week 2. But not a bad game to start off our Sunday slate. Obviously, we see Jordan Mason now as the lead back for the Vikings as Aaron Jones is injured, which I don't think anything is going to change when he does come back. I think Mason has won that job officially now, especially after the injury. But are we going to see a big game from Jettas? Wow, I just realized, looking at this, I had no idea that Jalen Warren was your leading receiver. Wow. I did not know that. I was looking at it just seeing.
Huh.
Wow. That
can't be right.
is it really right? Hold on. If that's right, we gotta change some things over there. No, that's right. He has the most receptions, most yards. He has more catches and more yards than DK. Almost the same amount of targets as him. Hey, check out Merchant Aaron Rodgers, you know what I'm saying? How does he have more receiving yards than he does rushing yards? Crazy.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Facts.
I know if you got Warren in fantasy, you don't mind it.
I don't. I did not trust him. Even though he's been solid for fantasy managers, I just didn't trust it much.
Well, you're getting 10 receptions a game along with his 15 carries.
Yeah, my stupid self drafted Caleb Johnson in like 4 leagues thinking he was going to be the back to take over in the backfield, or at least the Najee Harris power back role. And
fumbled in a kick return and hasn't touched the field.
this man, he's trash, bro. I mean, he's so bad. He fumbled his first carry ever in the NFL on a run play.
Had 2 rushes for -1 yards, fumbled on a kick return, and got essentially cut.
He didn't even fumble on the kick return. He just didn't use his head. He just, he gave up a touchdown on the kick return. I get you're young, you're a rookie, bro, but you play football, you should know the rules, bro. You know better than to let the ball just dribble down to the back of the end zone. I don't know. The kid's got a lot to learn. Hopefully Mike Tomlin don't give up on him too quick, but it's not looking too hot at the moment. So shout out to all you Caleb Johnson fantasy owners. I think I've dropped him in every league now.
I had him in my best ball league. If you feel any better,
Yeah, but I expected.
worthless.
I almost started in week 1 because he was projected like 12 points or something like that. I was like, oh, he's gonna have a good game. No, I don't think he scored a point on the season through 3 games, like total. So. I don't know. Shout out Jalen Warren, I guess, lead back. Him and Kemp game over. But alright, enough talking about that game.
This game was a backup.
Insane. And he almost splits carries with Jalen Warren, bro. It's kind of crazy to see. Never in my life.
Oh.
But we do have a cool segment that I'm excited to get to, so we don't have to spend a whole lot of time breaking down each game, but we'll go through each game and kind of give our initial thoughts. Next game on my slate is, I guess we'll go to the Chargers and Saints. Chargers and Giants, which is an interesting game in its own right. 3-0 versus 0-3. But the biggest topic of discussion, the Ole Miss product, first-round pick Jackson Dart.
Gets his first start this Sunday.
And has been named the starter for the remainder of the season. Brian Daboll came out in the interview and said that they plan to start him this week and the remainder of the season, obviously as long as he doesn't come out and beat J.J. McCarthy. He should be okay to be the guy for the rest of the year, which is kind of what we all expected at some point. So the Giants are rolling out the 2 rooks in the backfield, Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, who is turning into a monster.
Creatine Caucasians.
I did see that. I saw that. That's hilarious. But yeah.
Bro culture.
But yeah, I knew Cam was going to be good. I think we discussed it during fantasy draft season that he was eventually going to take over the backfield.
I was a little more hesitant. I thought, college hype. Tyrone Tracy had a good season last season. Should pick up. No. Scat Pack, you were right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the injury to Tyrone Tracy has a little bit to do with that, but even before the game, week 2, Scatterbo had more carries than Tyrone Tracy before he got hurt in a touchdown.
Yeah.
The way that kid plays, dude, is just insane. He's the most...
He just runs forward.
Yeah.
CTE's scared of him.
He loves contact. He don't run to get away from you, he runs to...
He runs at you.
Yeah, you gonna have to size up and just try your best when he's coming at you. I mean, this kid runs with so much heart, so much strength, so much passion. And he's still so young. Yes, that's going to take a tear on him eventually later in his career, having all this contact. But right now,
it's going to be the most exciting 3 years that we get to enjoy.
That's what I'm saying. This man is...
But Brian DeBoll and Joe Schoen are fighting for their lives. They're 0-3 with both jobs on the line. I don't care if you went out the rest of the season. Both of you should be gone anyway.
Facts.
But this is why you drafted essentially both boys. They're time to turn things around. But unfortunately, first start against the Chargers.
Yeah, who are a 3-0 team. Justin Herbert's been tremendous this season. This is a very tough team for them to go up against. But I think it should be interesting. I think we're going to see more than what we expect. I think it's going to be closer than what we expect. I don't think the plus 250 line for the Giants is feasible. I think it should be like plus 150. But hey, that's just me. Obviously, it's Jackson Dart's first start. We don't know what's going to happen yet. So that's probably why it is what it is. But, I think it's going to be a fun game to be tuned into. You got 2 rookie running backs going head-to-head. Both bell cow lead backs for this week. And Cam and Marion Hampton after the injury to Najee. So it should be fun. It'll be a decent little 1 p.m. game to tune into.
Could be a lot more exciting than our next 1 p.m. game. 0-3 versus 0-3 with the Titans and Texans.
Yeah. At least hopefully, I mean, barring a tie, one of the teams should get their first win of the season.
Should.
Whether that's the number 1 overall pick from this year or the number 2 overall pick from last year, can't go over CJ Stroud. There's not a lot to talk about in this game. Both these teams have been very underwhelming. I expected a lot more from the Texans. I do understand they're missing some wide receiver depth. Obviously, they're starting running back in Joe Mixon. But that defense is way too good to not be getting more stops. You have a defensive-minded coach.
No, there is a collapse in Houston. This is a whole conversation for sure.
Yeah. And everybody's going to be very quick to blame CJ Stroud. Don't get me wrong. I love CJ. I don't think he's having the greatest season ever so far to start.
D'Amico Ryans also has a lot of blame to be had this season.
100%. Nick Chubb hasn't been the greatest. He's passed a couple big injuries. He's into his 30s now. He's not who he used to be, but this team should still be a lot better than what they are. They've lost some close ones. I don't think they played crazy competition. They lost to the Jags last week. Insane to me. The Bucks week 2 was a very close game. Obviously came down to one of the final possessions. And then the Rams week 1 is feasible. But to put up 9, 19, and 10 points through your first 3 weeks with CJ Stroud and Nico Collins is crazy. They're going up against a very poor team this week, though. Titans are god-awful. Cam Moore's the only bright spot in that entire lineup. And he himself hasn't been tremendous. He's had a couple decent throws, but a couple bad throws, too.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how I feel about that game. Probably not going to get much attention, especially since I don't do watching the red zone. But hopefully the Texans can go out their first dub of the season.
Then we go to Commanders and Falcons.
Jaden Daniels has officially been ruled out. Marcus Mariota gets his second straight
Well, it's
start.
Terry McLaurin.
Yes.
Both were not spotted at practice 2 days in a row.
Right. But I think
Before being ruled out, yes.
Yeah, right. I do know the Falcons aren't giving up on Michael Penix yet. Obviously, there was a lot of talk when he got benched at the end of last week. But
Kirk O'Chains, yeah.
Raheem Morris came out in a press conference and said that Kirk Cousins lost his job last year. We're not giving up on Michael yet. He had one bad game. So, encouraging for Michael Penix. Obviously, get his confidence back up. Very poor game for him last week. They got blew out by Carolina Panthers, who suck in their own right. But
Commanders' defense is excellent, but who better to do it than an injury-riddled Commander? So, come save your job, Michael.
Yeah, facts. Need it, and I need Bijan.
A lot of jobs going to be on the line at the end of the season for our next team, the New Orleans Saints, going up against the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Listen.
I don't know if the books got the odds right on this one.
No, they 100% got it right.
I don't know about that spread.
We suck, bro. That's all there is to it. I knew it was going to happen coming into the season. I talked about it all off season. I didn't expect much, but
Hey, right now you're tied for the number 1 pick. That's all.
see, that's facts. That's all I'm saying. If Arch Manning can get his together, maybe we can have the next
He's
Manning. Yeah.
going back because
He probably will, yeah, because he has not been great. But hey, a lot of season left to be played. But yeah, I mean, we're facing probably the Super Bowl favorites currently, the Buffalo Bills. They're fantastic. Josh Allen, reigning MVP. I mean, there's not much to be said about this game. We're probably going to get blown out by 40.
your run defense is real bad. So Josh Allen or James Cook, a
We're
lot.
going to talk about him later. Don't say anything. I got some things to talk about him. But yeah, I don't expect much. I will say, Spencer Rattler has not been terrible. I get we're
He is really managed.
Yeah, but he's been okay. There's some things to look forward to. Even Kellen Moore himself said that Spencer Rattler has put us in positions to win games, as he has, except last week when we got absolutely dog walked by the Seahawks. It was like 50-something to 10 or something.
You think if you have a top 5 pick, you go in a direction outside of quarterback if Arch Manning's not in this list?
Yes. I don't think if Arch Manning doesn't turn his season around, I don't think this QB class is going to be that great at all.
No.
There hasn't really been anybody that's standing out. so far through the first couple of weeks of college football. We have a lot, and I mean a lot of positions that need work. Our team is very old. So
Bryce Underwood about to turn Nola around.
Listen, I would, Bryce can be decent. I don't think he's eligible this year, but maybe 2-3 years from now, when you are finally giving up on Rattler if he doesn't have things around. I don't know.
Rattler has a statue built here in 15 years.
Hey, and if he does, hey, shout out him. I like that.
After he wins 3 bowls for Nola. After starting 0-3.
See, you never know. We could finish the season 14-3. You never know. Maybe 14 or 13-4. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of hope for us. We're probably gonna get blown out. But hey,
that at least makes you 0-4 and again in the lead for the number 1 pick. That's something.
James Cook's going on my parlay, so it's a win-win situation, I guess. Yeah, not much else to talk about in that game. Expect the Bills blowout.
Eagles and Buccaneers. This one will be exciting because we've seen the Eagles with holes. We've seen the Eagles struggle. We've seen what happens when they can stop Saquon Barkley and force Jalen Hurts to actually pass the ball.
Correct.
We've seen Baker Mayfield when there's any 2-possession game in the fourth quarter. A different animal. This game could be exciting.
Definitely could be. It's probably the best game in the 1 o'clock slate this week.
3-0.
Yeah, I mean, the lines are very close. I definitely don't think an upset is out of the question here. We've seen the Eagles struggle last week with the Rams until they turned it up in the second half. But if the Bucs defense can come out and play ball, it could be a very interesting game. I do want to say the Bucs have the best chance of any team in football to stop the tush push. Vita Vea himself is an absolute tank of a man, and Desmond Watson, the rookie 400-some-pound guy, what was re-signed to the practice squad this week with a lot of people intending that he's going to be called up for this game, to be a tush-push stopper. If you put a combined 800 pounds in the middle of the defensive line, that's going to be hard to push back. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you have on the offensive line. If Desmond Watson could just lean forward, hey, he's almost slipped. Come on, so Stanton, baby. Why did it not pop up?
They're Stanton.
So I'm showing away. Oh my God. I didn't even peep it. Hey, let's go, baby. Shout out Flip. Love Flip. All right, sorry. 2 for 3 on a parlay. We're going to get a little hype. But yeah, back to the football talk. It could be very interesting. I've seen a lot of people thinking that Saquon could be huge this week, especially with the addition of those 2 guys in the middle. So a Saquon touchdown could be on the horizon. But if the Bucs can stop the tush push, they will win this game. It's as simple as that.
Quick shout out on Devontae Adams. Sean McVay was asked about his hamstring soreness affecting the snap count. He said, I don't know about that. You might monitor some things, but if I told him that, I think he would say, no, I'm not doing that. He's in good spirits.
Facts. He don't play. He's Devontae Adams. He don't sit games out. But all right, we can move down the slate a little bit longer because we do have a big segment coming up still. And we've been talking quite a bit. So, Lions-Browns, next on the slate. This game. We saw the Browns get the first win of the season last week with an upset over the Packers, which is huge for the Lions in that divisional race. And they have a chance to come out this week and continue doing what they're doing. Week 1, we thought the Lions weren't going to be the Lions of last year, or the last 2 years. Weeks 2 and 3, they came out and showed why they still are the Lions of the last 2 years.
Yeah.
That offense without Ben Johnson is still great. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery is the best running back duo in all of football. Maybe the best running back duo of all time. I don't want to get crazy, but them 2 dudes are tremendous. The only thing that scares me about this game, the Browns' defense is legit. They may have the best defense in football. If the Browns had an offense, they would be
second to the Steelers.
I'm just through the first 3 weeks of the season. I'm just saying the Browns have been great. You allowed 10 points to
their run defense,
and that's what scares me. I know the Lions can do everything on offense, but they lean on the play of Montgomery and Gibbs.
Yeah, just to open up that offense.
Yeah. I don't know how to feel about this game. Obviously, the Lions are the huge favorite, minus 10.5 on the spread. But the Packers were a huge favorite last week, and you saw what happened.
Yeah.
When you can shut down an offense, it doesn't matter if you can score or not. If you don't allow points, it's hard to lose. So it's going to go one of two ways. The Lions are going to get shut down, or they're going to put 50 on their head. There's going to be no in between.
Absolutely. Either you send Myles Garrett and Jahmyr Gibbs, and they have 2 rushes for a loss of 5 yards, and you sit back on 3rd down and throw everybody on Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, and just sit back in coverage. It's going to be a scary game for Detroit.
Facts.
Otherwise, we see the Detroit of old, and it's 40-3 because it's the Cleveland Browns, and they're not going to score on offense. So,
Joe Flacco's not the answer. We don't do this coming into the year. Or should her. But hey, we'll see what happens. All right. Final game on the 1 o'clock slate. Panthers versus Patriots. Another game that's not very intriguing. Neither one of these teams are very exciting. It's Bryce Young versus Drake May.
the team's still in rebuild. Mike Vrabel's got a lot to turn around. Bryce Young's still not looking amazing. He's had his moments, but there's more issues with the Panthers than Bryce Young. There's a lot going on.
Ramondre Stevenson is still Butterfingers. 3 fumbles last week, I believe, in the same game, 2 or 3, something like that. Travion Henderson should by far be the starting back, but hey, who am I? Not a game to be excited about. I probably won't put anything money-wise on betting slips or anything on this game. So just do what you do with that game. Probably a Patriots W, but who knows?
We start 4:05 slate with the Jaguars and 49ers.
Yeah, like you said, Brock Purdy returned this week. The team outside of Kittle and Ayuk and most
looking to stay undefeated.
Correct. Against the Jags team that I don't know how to feel about.
They're still just getting by. They've still shown that they don't have enough. They're literally just scraping by because of who they play.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is not the guy. I had high hopes that he was going to have a comeback season with this offense.
They'll probably lose both games to the Colts too.
Yeah. Oh, more than likely. 100%. I'm not saying give up on Trev, but he's not lived up to the hype at all. Compared to the hype that he had, you might be able to call him somewhat of a bust. But I don't know, man. Just not a lot of faith. Obviously, the 49ers are now without Nick Bosa, one of their best defensive players, but still a lot of guys outside of that could step up. Drafted Mikael Williams this year, who is still fantastic. And so I think the 49ers are going to do what they do. They probably win this game, especially with the return of their quarterback. But don't expect a lot of fireworks.
Then we got the 3-0 Colts with their toughest matchup, and the 2-1 Rams as the Colts sit at the plus 155 underdog.
Yeah. A little surprised. I get the Colts are 3-0, but I expect this line to almost been a pick-me at this point. The Rams are good. I understand. Our offense is tremendous, but with the play of the Colts this year, man, this game could go either way. We saw the Rams struggle with the Texans in week 1, only putting up 14 points. It's really going to all come down to this Colts defense.
Who's been really good this season.
Facts. We know Daniel Jones is going to put points on the board. Like you mentioned earlier, they've punted 1 time this season. So if the Rams can keep up, it'll be a good game. But I don't know, man. I could smell an upset here. 4-0 Colts could be cool. Indiana Jones storyline could continue. He may be a top 5 MVP favorite right now through 3 weeks.
And with 3 weeks in, it's already a discussion, let alone 4 weeks with another one.
Yeah, over a big opponent like the Rams, who should be 3-0, regarding a blocked field goal that gave them that loss. So we'll see what happens. Colts definitely got a chance, though. It'll be a good game.
This next one should have been flexed to the night game. We had a whole poll about it in our work chat.
Facts.
2 of the best teams in the NFL fighting for essentially a playoff spot at this point. We're fighting to not go 1-3. You got the Baltimore Ravens 1-2. The Kansas City Chiefs 1-2.
Yeah.
Beautiful matchup.
Facts. Now this game will be fireworks. The Kansas City Chiefs are coming in as the underdog, as they've not looked great so far to start this season. The offense not looking like the offense of old. But the Ravens, we've seen Derrick Henry blow 2 games for them. should be 3-0 without 2 Derrick Henry fumbles. But, hey, who am I to talk?
Currently third in the AFC North.
Yeah, it's tied same record as the Cleveland Browns. But I don't know. I think the Ravens should win this game. But we know the Chiefs' black magic is going to come back at some point. You can't count the Chiefs out of every game. Them starting 1-3 would be crazy, but the Ravens starting 1-3 would be crazy. So
this is what I was waiting to get to earlier. I have a lot of faith this weekend in the Ravens patching their holes, turning things around. A lot of their errors are fixable. A lot of childish mistakes, things you can turn around. The Chiefs have just been god awful at this point, essentially, when you're comparing them to the Super Bowl Kansas City Chiefs.
facts.
They look like a shell of their former selves. Travis Kelce struggling to get open, struggling to make plays. Obviously, health being an issue. The defense can't step up. Things look rough in Kansas City. I can see the Ravens. I mean, we've seen them each week put up 30 points and lose.
Yeah.
So, the Chiefs have not put up 30 and lost.
No.
But at the same time, you could very much see the Ravens go 1-3 and turn things around in the AFC North.
Correct.
The Kansas City Chiefs, however, in the AFC West, with the Chargers, the Broncos, that's a lot to manage.
But yeah, no, 100%. It's going to be rough for either team to come back from this. 1-3 is a horrible start for anybody. So, but these are two teams that can. Regardless of who loses this game, they could very well turn their seasons around. We've seen the Chiefs start the year, 12-0 last season or something like that. So, racking off, 8, 9, 10 wins in a row isn't something either these teams can't do. So, regardless of what happens tomorrow, being only 4 weeks in the season, you can't count anybody out yet, but it's definitely going to be a lot harder for whoever loses.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. To close out the 4:30 slate, it's the Bears and the Raiders. Another matchup that's not super intriguing. We did see Ben Johnson make his real statement last week in a game against the Cowboys where they kind of did their thing.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams had his best game as an NFL quarterback ever, throwing 4 touchdowns, almost 300 yards, no picks. Luther Burden welcomed himself to the league with an 80-yard touchdown.
Aurelio Dunes looks like a top 5 wide receiver.
Scored in every game so far. Ben Tremendous is the guy in Chicago. Love DJ Moore, but we've seen Rome become Caleb's favorite target. And the Raiders, man.
Number 6 pick, Ashton Genty, struggled. He's averaging 3 yards a rush right now.
Yeah. And we knew, obviously, it wasn't going to be what he did in college. This is a whole different level of ball.
This O-line is horrendous.
Horrible.
First of all, if your first comment is to come and point fingers at Ashton Genty and say he's the issue, you're not watching football and you don't know football. This O-line has been horrendous. You can watch any play and there's dudes not blocking anybody. They're in these gaps and in the backfield as the ball is snapped. There's nothing any running back in the world can do about that.
At all. I saw a stat the other day. Ashton Genty currently has 144 yards on the season. Tell me how this makes sense. Has 145 yards after contact.
Oh, I saw that.
Like what?
As soon as he touches the ball. Literally, that's every yard. One time he's got in the open field, again with contact, stiff-armed the dude off of him and trucked another dude to get the first down. That's the only kind of open field he had.
Facts.
And look what he did with it.
This kid has potential. He is everything you want in a bell cow back, but you gotta help him. He's not gonna be able to do what he did at Boise State. These aren't the FBS deep.
You picked up some big boys who were eating at the bar and said, "Come block for my Heisman level running back." Yeah.
Yeah, crazy to me. I think we'll see him get it together eventually. Like I said, it's not his fault what's going on right now. He's doing what he can with what he has. But I still expect a great career from Ashton Genty. He didn't do what he did in college for no reason. This man's a dog. You just gotta help him out. We see what Caleb Williams is able. I know comparing a quarterback to a running back isn't the same, but we see what Caleb Williams is doing now with someone of an O-line compared to last year. He had one Didn't have one at all. All right, close out Sunday. The biggest game of the week. The return of Micah Parsons to Dallas. Cowboys, Packers close us out on Sunday Night Football. I'm so excited for this game. This should be a fantastic primetime game. I know you can bet it on FanDuel. I don't know about any other books. Slam Micah Parsons for a sack. I don't care I don't care who you are, what you're doing, what the odds are. He's gonna play every down. He's finally gonna be unleashed. This is the perfect game for him to go crazy.
The Cowboys aren't doing any kind of video return for Micah. Nothing. It's been disrespect from the jump.
Dak Prescott's gonna pay for Jerry Jones' actions. I promise you. When he gets his hands on Dak, he's gonna show what he can do. I mean, we've seen Micah Parsons in every game this year get in the back throw at one point. He's forced interceptions. He's got sacks. He's doing everything he said he was going to do. And coming into a game like this with the amount of motivation and drive that he's going to have, he's going to dominate. That's all there is to it.
He's got sacks, forced interceptions, pressured the quarterback, hit the quarterback with a snap count.
Imagine what he's going to do without him. They said he was close to coming back to being full-time. There's no better game to unleash him than this one. Sunday night primetime, all eyes on him.
In Dallas.
Oh, I'm so excited. I don't even want to...
Imagine, I want to be there for player introductions.
I'm about to bet Micah Parsons for an anytime touchdown. You know,
If I would have known that all this was going to happen preseason, I would have taken a kidney out, walked myself to the stadium and said, here's this. I need front row seats. Because player introductions are about to be crazy, as they say. Number one, Micah Parsons. Boo!
Or are they going to boo him? It's not. He didn't.
That's the thing.
He didn't request
the Lucas situation. He had to
trade it.
Yeah,
you're right. But he didn't want to go. It's not like
he has to because he was being disrespected. Nobody likes Jerry Jones. They don't want him going. They want Jerry Jones going.
Facts. I would have traded Jerry Jones before I traded Michael Parsons. That's possible. But yeah, super excited for that game. I think Packers' money line is as easy as it gets. I don't think they lose. Obviously, we know they're good. They struggled last week with a very tough Browns defense, but the Cowboys are not the Browns defense at all. And the Cowboys just suck. So
yeah, exactly.
It's all Packers. Michael Parsons may have 4 or 5 sacks. Dak Prescott may get injured. You know, I'm not wishing that on nobody, but with the amount of hatred that Michael
You got a 50% CeeDee Lamb if he rolls himself out there.
He's not. He's been ruled out.
He's already been ruled out? I did not see that.
He's out for like the next 3 to 4 weeks with the high ankle sprain.
Thank you. I did not see that for certain. I figured he should be, but I didn't see for sure. So
Jerry Jones debated putting him on the IR.
Why I said 50%. I think I did see that. That's why I was like,
yeah,
but
yeah, he's been ruled out for this.
So you're rocking with a bunch of Joe Schmoes.
Number 1 receiver.
I don't want to talk about Jordan Davis anymore. Every time I see the Cowboys in every primetime game this season, it hurts every time because the cameraman just knows I'm watching the game. It's the back of the uniform. Pigs.
Hey, he scored a touchdown last week. I think he'll probably get it.
I know
if they score, he'll get it.
No, he did.
Yeah, it was my parlay, Brian CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, every time I watch their offense, I'm like, wow, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, they really create space. I wonder if DK Metcalf and George Pickens could have created space.
Yeah, I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. We won't. You know who was on the same roster before any game was played?
What did you get for him? 4th round pick? 5th round pick?
Let's go to Monday. Let's get to Monday.
I don't want to get to Monday.
Yeah.
These games suck. I'm not excited about either one of these games.
There's 2?
Yeah, it's Jets, Dolphins.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
And they're both trash.
All right, we got Justin Fields coming back from a concussion.
Is he back this week?
I'm pretty positive. I think he was at practice this week, full participant.
Questionable, so yeah, he should play.
Tua Tagovailoa, who
sucks,
has CTE,
worst quarterback,
all lifetime chronic concussion.
I'd take Spencer Rattler over Tua.
And then Jake Browning and sophomore slump Bo Nix.
I'm surprised he's even still a starter. This man lead the league in interceptions through 5 quarters.
He had like 6, yeah. 6 interceptions in the first game.
Like, bro, what? How do you lead the league in interceptions and you haven't even played 2 full games?
They didn't pick anybody up or make a single move. They said we're rocking with Jake Browning.
Go
Continues to go and throw 3 interceptions.
He sucks, bro. Awful. Both of these games are going to be trash. I don't know what to say for either of these games.
About the under on both. Call it night.
I mean, it's just...
Call it Monday. It's a Monday. The games are going to feel like
Just watch Raw. Just tune in to WWE. We don't.
Yeah, you know, we're promoting WWE on Monday night because throw the under, and it's a Monday because they're about to put up. It's going to be 6-3.
Maybe if we're lucky. These games might go into OT 0-0.
We're going to do the first double tie on Monday.
Yeah, I don't have high hopes for either one of these games. Jets Dolphins is going to be the worst game of the season.
You know, let's get our hopes up. Let's talk about something positive. Let's talk about who's going to get in the end zone.
Facts.
This weekend. We got touchdown props to give out, touchdown bets. Again, check our winnable for bets. We got bets throughout Thursday, Sunday, Monday. Every weekday with baseball, there's all different kinds of sporting events that pop up, and we're not live. So make sure you check out our winnable, WINIBLE.com/Travis Jon Show.
Facts.
Again, it's in our link tree with all of our other listening platforms and social medias.
That boy spitting. You better listen. But yeah, we're going to give out our top 4 picks this week. 2 favorites, 2 long shots as we do with baseball. We do the same with football. I know who I like this week. If you know who you like, you can start. If not, I can start. It don't matter to me. I got my picks ready.
Yeah, start. I got some ideas.
Okay, so I mentioned it a little bit earlier. I told you to be quiet. I'm going with my absolute favorite this week. We talked about it. It's James Cook, and I'm going to give you a couple reasons why. I understand his odds are horrible. Everybody knows he's getting in, but I think this is the lock of the week, no matter what. James Cook is playing the New Orleans Saints, which obviously we've been horrible this year. But a couple big reasons. James Cook is sporting a 7-game rushing touchdown streak for the Buffalo Bills, which tied the record in Bills history for most consecutive games with a touchdown.
The storyline is there.
He's going into this week as the #1 fantasy football back, the bell cow, almost the bell cow for the Buffalo Bills, while Josh Allen came out on an interview or a press conference, whatever it was, and stated that he wants his boy to break the Bills record. James Cook has scored in the first half in all 3 games this year. He scored in all 3 games, obviously. I think we see a James Cook first quarter touchdown on the first drive to break the Bills record. I think this is the lock of the week. I don't think you can go wrong with this pick. They're going up against my team where our defense sucks. I'm just going to put it that way. We suck. James Cook is going to get a lot of chances, and he looks tremendous even outside of the fact they're just feeding him. He just looks so good this year. Playing on a new contract, he has all the momentum in the world. James Cook will score a touchdown this week. Book it. That's my favorite.
Oh yeah. That's the easiest lock of the weekend, honestly.
Facts. All right, back to you for your favorite.
Leaning 2 different ways here, trying to decide.
Yeah, I had another guy that I wanted to be my favorite as well. We start with the lock of the week. Mr. James Cook.
I think I got it right.
I know where you're going.
Did I do it?
Yeah.
Which one, though? Which one?
You know which one. The top one.
I know which one.
You know which one.
They're 3-0. They're going for 4-0. I mean, I know we've seen Daniel Jones pull the Josh Allen, but this is, again, their toughest matchup. If anybody's going to get in the end zone, it's going to be the #1 fantasy player for any redraft right now. The top running back almost in Colts history, the way he's pushing. I'm going Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. I mean, he had 3 touchdowns last week. We saw him take over. They're going to score points. They have on every single drive but one this year. I love that pick. JT, baby. All right. I'm between 2 for my long shot. So I'm going to give out, I'll let you go first because I don't know if you'll change my mind. I don't know if you'll pick one of them. So go ahead. If you have your long shot, go for it. Do you?
I think so.
Because I'm between 2 and I like them both. So I don't know if you're going to take who I'm taking. You're not looking for either of the 2, so you're going to make this even harder for me.
Yeah, 100%.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I have to use the bathroom the worst way, bro. So hurry up with this. We'll take the break so we can get on
All right,
our
I
segments.
got you.
But go ahead.
I'm going George Pickens. Gonna make us
I like
Pull
it.
one on the late game at plus 130.
I like
As
it.
the Cowboys get in the end zone.
I
His
like
only
it.
target.
That is big facts. Okay, so you're going to lead me with doing it this way. I'm going to give out my favorite of the two, because I like both of these long shots. I think he's still sitting at plus money. He was when I looked earlier. We talked about him a little bit ago. A 2-game streak now. Let's make it 3. I'm going with the Giants running back, Cam Scatabo. He was sitting at plus 110 earlier, plus money. I don't know if he still is. But if he is, slam it while you can. This man is the bell cow back now for the Giants now that Tyron Tracy is hurt. He's going to get 90, maybe 95% of the carries, especially when they're in the red zone. He is the most loving contact, powerful back in the league right now. He's going to get carries at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yard line. It don't matter. He's going to touch the ball. I think Scatterbo makes it 3 in a row, especially with a rookie quarterback. You want to settle him in and let Scatterbo get the rock and run the ball. The other guy I wanted to quick mention, I think he's sitting around plus 160. It's a little risky because it's his first game of the season, but Xavier Worthy was my other guy I was looking at. He is playing this week. It's been guaranteed. Patrick Mahomes is missing Xavier Worthy. He will come in as long as he's healthy and be the number 1 target. We know he's the fastest guy in the NFL right now. Record-breaking 40-yard dash. If Patrick Mahomes wants to throw bombs, they're going to Worthy. I think he has a chance to get in the end zone. He's going to get a lot of looks. So I'm between Worthy or Scatterbo. I think they're both great options at plus money. Scatterbo is my favorite of the two, but I like them both.
Another honorable mention for Emeka Egbuka, sitting at plus
Facts.
175 for the Buccaneers in a 3-0, 3-0 game.
Yes. Chris
All right.
Godwin's back, but Mike Evans is out. So
Exactly. All right, let's get to this break, and we will reveal our surprise segment when we get back. We will be right back. All right, ladies and gents, if you've been here before, you know exactly what this beautiful board behind us is. You know exactly who this man on our side is, sexy Mr. Howie Mandel.
Facts.
Obviously, deal or no deal, but NBA's not back yet, so we got a bit of a different spin to things.
Facts.
This time around, we're doing NFL, deal or no deal. How are we doing it, Trev?
So we're going to kind of tail off what we did in NBA. We get 9 selections, but instead of doing a 1v1 matchup this week, or like we did in the NBA, we're going to do a 2v2. We're both going to draft a running back and a wide receiver. We're going to play it just like we did last time. We have, obviously, it's a lot easier in football because everybody plays the same amount of games. But those are the options for this week. Both of us have the same 9 options. We're both in with 1 receiver, 1 running back. We're playing based off of full PPR fantasy points. We're basing it off our our scoring in our paid fantasy football leagues. Everything's fair and the same and all that. So yeah, welcome back to NFL. Deal or no deal. Now we're super excited to introduce this segment. This has become a weekly thing for us. So no further ado, let's get right into it.
Absolutely. What position we starting off with? Running back?
Yep. So you know what to do. Pick a case that you're going to select as your case.
Give me case 4.
Okay, I don't have the numbers on there like I did last time. I forgot about that.
Do 4.
Okay, so 4 is yours. We'll leave that there. No touchy. So how we went what, 3-2-2? I think is how we did it.
I think so.
Alright. So give me 3 cases you want to eliminate.
6.
Alright, under case number 6. Not a bad start. Mr. Travis Etienne. He's a little bit farther down the list. Oh, the freaking... Yeah, that's going to stick. I'll figure it out. Alright. Beautiful. Travis Etienne is gone. Give me another one.
8.
Case number 8. Oh, Scat Pack.
After we
Pushing off the board.
essentially locked in that touchdown.
We did. Alright, one more before the bank of the calls.
Case 2.
Case 2.
We're on all even numbers.
Boo! No!
Number 1 running back,
He's
Bijan
off
Robinson.
the board. Alright, we are going to do banker offers. Things will be a little easier to do, especially based off. We don't have to count anybody out. Anybody is eligible considering everybody plays 1 game per week. Not like the NBA where it's 3, 4, 2, 7. Everybody just plays different. So let me pull up our paid league here. Let me get the rankings out. And let me see your paper here. Let me see who you have available. We got rid of Bijan, Scat, and ET.
Everybody valuable on the board.
Not necessarily.
My offer is Jerry that works at the gas station down the road.
You know what I like?
Deal.
I like that a lot.
I think he's getting in this week.
Okay.
I think when the Buccaneers throw him an offer and he slams, he's getting in the end zone.
Okay, I think I got my offer for you. I think we're ready. We talked about him. We discussed him a little bit earlier. You didn't eliminate anybody crazy outside of Bijan. You got some big names still left on the board, especially with the guy being James Cook still being up there. I'm gonna offer you a guy who got a little bit of attention from us earlier. The rookie sensation, Ashton Genty, is the banker's first offer.
Ever who they're playing this week?
I can tell you
Talked
right
about it earlier. I'm done believing.
The Chicago Bears, who
Yeah.
have the 27th ranked run defense this year.
I like Genty. We talked about it. It's not on him. He's got a lot of potential. We've seen it. I just can't trust this O-line just yet. I have to keep going a little bit longer.
All right, no deal. Give me 2 more cases.
7.
Case lucky number 7. There you go, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt.
All right.
Off the board. It's a good selection. All right, give me 1 more.
3.
Case number 3. Not bad. DeAndre Swift.
Okay.
Could have been a lot worse. So, taking DeAndre Swift and JCM off the board. You still have Ollie Gordon down there, who we know had a decent week last week. I think your offer might have gone up a little bit. I might do it. There's some big names on here. Especially keep in mind we're playing full PPR fantasy points, so receptions and everything of that nature do matter a lot. I think I got your offer. Where's the pin here? Let's see if I can sway you. One of your own guys, and this is full PPR. He's projected 16.9 points this week. I'm going to offer you your own, Jalen Warren.
Aaron Judge.
I need Schwarber and Cal. Schwarber, don't do us dirty, dog.
I need you on that one.
Shohei. We both need Shohei. He cash us both out. Let's go, Tanny. No, we can sweat it together. 16.9 projection. Full PPR. Leading your team in receiving. Early 9:30 game.
I'm going to play it safe.
You taking Jalen? With Henry and Cook still on the board?
The Dublin game, I'm just scared of an Ollie. I love Judkins.
Alright.
I know that right now, like I said, our offense will get things flowing, but I'm going to take the influx and at least the 9-10 points at the very, that's my worst projection right now kind of thing.
Alright, I like it. Let's play it out. Let's see what you would add. You would have eliminated 2 more cases between 1, 5, and 9.
Probably 9.
Okay. Going John Judge.
Not good. See?
Off the board. Ollie's still hanging around. What would have been next?
5.
Case number 5. Derrick Henry. So
Ollie Gordon and James Cook.
That's how we always do a deal or no deal. It's the top guy and the last guy.
I probably would have stuck the same. Probably would have stuck with 4.
You would have kept your case. You have it with James
Who's
Cook.
going to have 2 touchdowns on your defense? Gosh.
We got him out of there with Jalen Warren, baby. The banker came in clutch. Hey, Jalen Warren's not a bad pick, though. He's
No, like I
projected
said,
almost 17.
I think he'll be safe.
Yeah, facts.
Outside of, what could have been.
100%. All right, so his running back, John, ends with Jalen Warren. We're going to take a very slight intermission to put up the wide receiver stickers for John's wide receiver, and then we will be right back.
Absolutely. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with wide receivers. All right, ladies and gents. Right back we is with the wide receiver position.
Absolutely.
Running back, the same idea.
100%. John ended his running back round with Jalen Warren, so now we're going to see who he has to end his wide receiver round with. Who are you going to pair with him? So. Yeah. All right. You know how we do things. Give me a case you want to keep.
Case 2.
Case 2. Okay. Locked in.
0 to 5.
Right off rip. Oh, your guy.
That one hits, close to home.
Yeah, Mike Buka. First receiver off the board. All right, 2 more.
8.
Case number 8. There you go, Liko Minor, who has become the Titans' number 1 receiver since Calvin Ridley sucks.
I want you to know CMC's projected more receiving yards than Calvin Ridley.
That's insane.
CMC 46, Calvin Ridley 44.
He's so bad.
1
more.
3.
Case number 3. Jamar Chase. Hey, that's not the worst thing in the world, considering he's still playing with interception-prone Jake Browning. But all right, that's your first 3 cases off the board. The banker's going to call. Let me see what we can cook up for you.
Oh, gosh. I'm sweating.
All right, not a bad first round. Chase and Buka Pearsall. We got Puka, Monra, Neighbors are on the board. Let's see. Okay. All right, I know what I'm going to do. You had a really good first round. Your top 3 players are still on the board, which scares me a little bit. So we're going to try to get you out of here early. Your first offer, Jettis. Playing with Carson Wentz going up against your team.
Perry on the Jalen.
In the same game, I didn't even beat that. I just base off projections when I offer. Mr. Justin Jefferson. I had to try. You got your first 3 on the board still. Neighbors, Amonra, and Puka all still available. Top 3 receivers in the league potentially for fantasy purposes.
It's rare for me to see a deal around. It's even more rare for me to do it twice.
You gonna take 2 players from the same game?
Absolutely. The 2 players getting in the end zone.
Hey.
I'm about to throw a 9:30 parlay in for Jalen Warren and Jay Jettis.
All right, hey, I like it. I had to try to get you out of there.
Wake up with some cash.
Facts. Let's see what would have happened. Let's play it out real quick. You would have to eliminate 2 more. Just play it out and see what would happen. We'll make it quick.
9.
9? George Pickens.
Pickens gets close to home again. 1.
Case number 1.
Doom.
Doomsday. See, I would have had to offer you I don't know. You still have the top 3 available. I probably would have had to offer you Devontae Adams or something. There's not many people that have that projection of those top 3 guys. So.
And I would have probably gone
you had to eliminate 2 more.
4.
4? Malik Davis. It was kind of easily.
And then 6.
And then 6. Ricky Pearsall.
Puka and Monra. I would have switched because I stuck with lucky number 7 on the board for a reason, but it doesn't really matter. Puka and Monra, so I would have gone to 7.
7 would have been your case?
Yeah. Puka and
You could have ended this with Puka Nacua and James Cook.
Running back 2 and wide receiver 1. Let's go. Instead, I went running back 19 and wide receiver 5. Or 2.
Listen, it happens. You got your 9:30 game you can enjoy. So, there you go. John ended his rounds with...
They got a lot of weight on 9:30. We don't know my points by 10 o'clock.
All right, well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. John's round of our first NFL edition of Deal or No Deal. We're going to take another short intermission. We're going to set up the board for my games. We're going to come back and see who I end up with. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Thank you for tuning in. All right, so we just got to take...
Ladies and gents, we're back with Trav's game. Again, we're lining up with running backs first. We know how Deal or No Deal goes.
Why am I not?
I need your case.
Why am I like so far out of the camera? What was that? There we go. All right. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, how many shots in the camera? Let's go let's go lucky number 7 to start off the season.
Perfect.
All right, and then I'm going to eliminate case numero uno. Oh,
yeah,
Scat Pack. That's who I was hoping for. All right. Scat Pack it is. Whatever. All right. Case number 9.
I'm James Cook.
What a start. 2 guys I wanted the most. All right, and then let's go right in the middle of those 2. Let's go case number 5. You gotta be kidding me. Are you so serious?
No, came back with a vengeance.
Cook, Bijan, and Scat in the first 3 rounds. I don't even know if I want to play anymore. Are you so serious?
We're back on top of it.
What I do is I just go to our page one, and then you just
all, and then you doing scoring?
Yeah, just base scoring, just whatever. Yeah, like whatever their projections are in our paid league is what I base it off of. All right, whatever. Let's put offer down here. Let's see. That was a horrible start to the deal or no deal season for me.
Let's see.
2 top guys and then Scat. Love to see it. A Yankee fan on the top of the 4th. Wow. What is Philly's bottom of the 6th? Are you gonna get one more chance? Love it. Bro, don't even put in the Battle Bowl. Edmundo Sosa hit a homer. He's been snapping, bro. That boy taking off.
First offer on the board. Travion Henderson. Had a rough start. First 2 running backs off the board.
Listen, if I knew he was going to be the starter, I would debate this. But the fact that I think Mike Vrabel's going to stick with Ramondre even though he shouldn't, I got to play this out. No deal. If he played, I'd be all for it.
Yes.
He just don't.
We still don't know.
Yeah. All right, let's get at case number 3.
3 JCM.
There we go.
Back down to earth a little bit.
Needed that. And then we'll go case number 8.
8?
Yep.
Travis Etienne. Okay.
That's not the worst thing in the world.
We're getting back down to
cross those 2.
reality a little bit.
All right. Back to the banker. Etienne and JCM, not too bad. 2 of the
Came back.
bottom 3
guys.
guys. We still got Henry on the board. Judkins, I wouldn't mind. Quinshawn had a big game last week. He's definitely the starter in Cleveland now.
Okay, got you.
Who we thinking? Oh, you already know. You getting right into it.
Breece Hall, the New York Jets.
You know how I
Newly reformed Jets. And how Breece Hall's exploded in this offense.
The only thing that scares
Justin
me.
Fields 100%.
Yeah, that's what scares me. If Justin Fields is back, he's going to get some red zone carries, some QB options, some QB sneaks.
If he's not 100%, he's not going to run the ball
You're right.
after a catch.
But I think the only person that I would take Breece Hall over on this lineup is Ollie. I think I prefer Judkins, Swift, and Derrick Henry. So I'm not gonna take a deal to start the season, and I'm gonna say no deal and play this out.
All right.
Let's get rid of case 6.
6. Playing Sean Judkins.
Hey, Henry's still there. I'm okay. One
We have
more.
one worry.
I need Ollie out of here, man.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of case number 2. Thank
Ollie.
you. Goodbye. So we down to Henry or Swift. I'm okay with either of these. Swift has been Ben Johnson's bell cow.
Lucky case number 7 to start the season.
Did you put
or switch it to 2?
Did you put D-Hen in 7 to start the season for me?
I just rapid fired these.
Or I got rid of case. What was the other case I had? God dang it. I accidentally marked off. I still have 5, I think. I just got rid of 2. I took it.
We got rid of 5.
Either way, I'm gonna stick with 7 regardless. I think I sniped 10. I think it's 4 is what I still have.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's alright. I'm gonna stick with 7. Let's see what we get.
DeAndre Swift.
That's okay. I'm not mad at it. We're okay with that. DeAndre Swift has been the main guy for him. Ben Johnson loves to run the ball.
Just put up 41 on the Cowboys.
Facts. And the Raiders aren't the greatest defense. Henry's been struggling, so I'm not mad. I'll take DeAndre Swift.
All right. We got one more break, and we got the wide receivers, and then we got the first deal or no deal matchup. We'll be right back. Thank you for staying tuned.
It was just a few minutes.
All right, ladies and gents, we're back for the final round to set up our matchup here with the wide receiver deal or no deal.
Absolutely. Let's get right into it. I ended my running back round, DeAndre Swift. Let's see who he gets paired with. This time around, I'm going to keep case number 8. I don't know why it's speaking to me. We'll keep case 8. 1 down from 7. We'll see what happens. I'm going to eliminate case. Let's get 9 out here.
Case 9 is George Pickens.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. A little bit lower down on the list compared to a lot of these guys. Then we're going to get rid of case 5 because I thought about keeping 5 and I didn't.
Case 5. Puka Nakua.
Yep, I should have done. I should have kept 5. Goodness gracious. Alright, and then we'll get rid of case number 6.
Case 6. Malik Neighbors.
No love, dude. No doubt. Missed it so much. Missed it so
Memories.
much. God, I hate it.
Beautiful memories.
What? Bijan Cook in the first round and then Neighbors and Puka?
I just had to remind you why you loved it so much.
Yeah, I don't. Hate it with everything in me. Back to normal. Deal or no deal. Let's see if the banker can bail me. I mean, I guess there's still a Monroe on board, but the odds of Monroe now are very slim. Who you thinking?
Cortland Sutton.
I don't know if I'm messing with the banker today,
The
man.
Monday game.
You ain't coming in very clutch. These offers ain't what I thought they was going to be. No deal, man. He hasn't done anything this season. Bo Nix has been not.
He got 2 touchdowns Monday.
Probably. It's just my look. Let's get rid of case number 1.
Amika Ibuka.
Cool. Cool. And then we'll get rid of case number 7. Lucky number 7. We'll probably put him on right there, I'm sure.
You thought I went back to back?
Probably.
Like good play?
Probably.
Romo Jones.
The fact that Pearsall and Alik are still on the board kind of clenching my butt cheeks a little bit. But we got a Monra and Jamar Chase, so I guess it evens out, right? We're not out of it yet. Monra can save the day. Final offer from the banker. Let's see how he's
Got
feeling.
some mid offers out. Let's see.
Let's see if he's feeling generous. You can just give me Puka and Kayla if you want to. I'll take it.
I got you.
That'd be a crazy deal. I do have a Chase and a Monra on the board.
Possibly the biggest game of the week. 8 Flowers.
No way he has another stinker, right? Didn't do anything last week. Big part of probably why they lost. I prefer him over Pearsall and Ayamanor, but not Chase or Monra. Listen, we're going to play it out for the vibes. No deal. I'm hoping for a Monra. That's basically what we're down to. Let's get rid of case 4.
Case 4. Ricky
Pearsall. There we go. There we go.
A little bit of hope, huh?
And then let's get rid of case 3.
Case 3. Jamar
Chase. Who would have thought? Down to a Monra and a Yomanor. Love that. Case 2 or case 8. I stuck last time and I got the worst of the 2. Based on projections anyways. I'm going to switch this time and I'm going to take case number 2. This is my case. And I'm going to pray that this is a Monra same round and not 8. Let's see.
2. I can tell you made a good decision.
Hey, let's go, Mama St. Brown, baby.
Because I knew the one right beside Lucky Case 8 or Lucky Case 7
was a KO manure.
Yes.
Let's go. Hey, we'll take it. So I end with Amon St. Brown and DeAndre Swift. Pretty solid, if you ask me. Monra scored in 2 straight weeks, 3 touchdowns through 2 weeks. Pretty happy with that.
And a Cleveland Browns defense who shuts down the run game.
So Monra should be a big part of the game plan, absolutely. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We got Monra St. Brown and DeAndre Swift versus Jalen Warren and Justin Jefferson, both in the 9 o'clock game. Should be a good matchup. We both are, I'd say, pretty decently even when it comes to projections, and that is wise if we know who Jettas is. And obviously some quarterback troubles, but he's still Justin Jefferson.
Exactly.
All right. I think that's about our slate tonight. We went a little over schedule as per usual, so
absolutely.
If you guys tuned in.
Longer slate. We didn't have everything set up, planned, timed with a new segment. We'll be better about it next week. We'll be back next week.
Absolutely.
So make sure you're locked in with all of our socials. Make sure you check out our link tree and our Facebook bio with all of our audio platforms, all of our social medias, and our betting link. I think we've covered every topic.
Outside of that, we appreciate any love and support that you guys gave us tonight. If you tuned in for any amount of time, we really do appreciate it. We hope to see you back here next week. Like John said, go check out the link tree in our bio. We have links to everything that we're available on, so there's no excuses. With that being said, as always, it's been the Travis and Jon Show.
Live.
On Facebook Live.
And
TikTok Live. Peace out, everybody. Have a great weekend, y'all. Tune in for some sports. It's a big sports weekend.
absolutely.